I wanted to share with you some of my favorite cold soaking recipes, but first I need to explain what cold soaking is. This is what I bring backpacking when I cold soak. This is my entire cook kit. An empty container and a spoon. Sometimes I do bring a stove, and there is a lot more to it. You need a pot. You need a stove. It comes in this protective case. You need fuel, which you always have to guess how much is in there. So I usually end up buying a new pot every time I go. There's a way to weigh it, but I just rather know it's new. And then when you're rehydrating your meal to keep it warm, you put it in one of these packs. I made this one, but you can buy these too. It's a lot more stuff. This is a lot more simple. Also, it's a lot more lightweight. Weight is very important to me. To be able to do miles not in pain, I need a lightweight bag. So this is usually what I opt for. Also, the last thing I want to do when I'm out backpacking is cook. I cook at home. This backpacking is an escape. I don't want to be cooking, and anyway, that's why. Another reason that I cold soak is I can control what's in the food. I am pescatarian, which means I don't eat meat. I do eat dairy and eggs and fish, but only tuna and salmon. So most importantly, I am allergic to corn products. I can eat them, but I will suffer for 2 days. It's a whole drawn out process. So this is a way for me to control and make sure there's no corn or any products with corn in my food. So how you cold soak is you add your food into your jar and then you put water in it. That's it. You let it sit for however long that type of food needs to soak. You can even walk with it if you want to do it before you get to camp and have it ready when you set up. I have a recipe that I like to soak for 4 hours. It doesn't take that long, but I like it that texture. So I do it in the morning if I'm having it for lunch, or I prepare it at lunch if I'm having it for dinner. So let's get right into the recipes. This is my favorite breakfast to have on the trail. It is this Bare Naked Vanilla Almond Crisp Granola, chia seeds, sesame seeds, hemp seeds, instant milk, sugar, and then you add cold spring water to it. It's fine if it's lukewarm, but the colder, the better, because it turns it into like milk out of the fridge. Okay, I make it in batches. This is about enough for 3 breakfasts, and then I add things into it. So let's go ahead and I'll show you. That might be 4. Let me see. That 2. Yeah, I'm gonna make it into 4. Okay, and then into each serving goes a teaspoon of chia seeds. So I'm gonna do a total of 4. 1, 2. Same with the sesame seeds. Teaspoon into each. 1, 2, 3. And the hemp seeds are also a teaspoon. This is how I like it. You can always adjust it or add other things. It's just basically adding what you want. I can't talk and count. 3 to the granola. Stir all that up. Actually, I did get a spoon. Okay. Then it goes into these snack size bags. Okay, I got a 1/3 cup measure. I'm gonna do 2/3 cups. Yeah, that's exactly how much I eat for breakfast. Okay, I'm gonna fill these and then add the other ingredients. I filled the bags. It actually made 5. So I could add some more seeds if I wanted to, but I think it's fine. Oops. Now all I do is add 2 tablespoons of instant milk into each bag and a 1/4 teaspoon of sugar. You can omit that. It's already sweet enough. But again, it's hard to taste things on the trail. You really crave the extreme salt, sugar, spice. So I do add that. And you're burning a lot of calories. So that's it. And then when I get to camp in the morning, I pour this in my cold soak jar. Fill it with as much water as I want, maybe 1/2 cup. And it's ready to go. You don't even have to let it soak unless you want it mushy. Tastes amazing. That's it. These are all of the ingredients for beans and rice, which I cold soak and put into tortillas. It looks like a lot of ingredients, but all of the spices, all of these are just like the old El Paso taco seasoning packet. It just has corn in it, so I can't eat that, so I make my own. But it's actually very simple. First, we're gonna make our seasoning. It is a tablespoon of chili powder. And this is how I like it. It's not too spicy, but it has some spice. A 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder. Quarter teaspoon of onion powder. Quarter teaspoon of crushed red pepper flakes. I don't use a lot because I don't like spice, just a little flavor. 1/4 teaspoon oregano. Half a teaspoon of paprika. That would be 2/4 teaspoons. 1.5 teaspoons of ground cumin. Oops, always do that. 1.5. Now it's not baking, so it doesn't have to be exact, but I try. 1 teaspoon sea salt. It's brand new. I use a lot of this. Teaspoon and 1 teaspoon black pepper. Mix it all together. You can see it even looks like that packet of taco seasoning. It smells amazing. Okay, there's our seasoning. Let me clean all this up. All right, now we're gonna put it all together into individual meal bags. The portion for 1 serving is 2 tortillas, a 1/4 cup beans, a 1/4 cup rice, a 1/4 teaspoon of the seasoning we just made, 2 teaspoons of nutritional yeast, and an ounce of olive oil. All of those go into, well, the olive oil you put in when you're actually eating it, but they all go into a bag. And then when you get to camp, you put it in your cold soak jar, which could be this or a peanut butter jar, and you add water to cover it. Let it sit. I like this to sit for 4 hours. I like it very mushy, not crunchy at all. Yeah, anyway. So I am making this for myself and my daughter. We're both gonna have this, so I'm doubling it into each bag. And we're having it 4 times on trail. So I'm doing 8 of these servings. So we are using a big bowl to put it all in. For 8 servings, we are doing 2 cups of refried beans. I think that is the whole bag. Yeah, it's a lot less than the bag. Well, I'm not buying more, so it is what it is. All right, we're gonna do 2 cups of rice. What I did, a half cup too little on the beans. I'll add in a little more rice. Again, it's not baking. It does not have to be exact. All right. And then we do, for 8 servings, we do 2 teaspoons of our seasoning. This. That doesn't seem like a lot. I'm going to look at it. And 8 times the 2 teaspoons of nutritional yeast is a 1/3 cup. This one, that. And this is just, it's vegetarian. It just tastes like cheese, but it's not dairy. I put it on salads and things. 1/3 cup, right? 16 teaspoons. Yes. I did not get a spoon. Did I add everything? Yes. So, let's stir it up. All right. Now we package it into our bags. So I smelled the bowl. It didn't smell spicy enough, so I'm going to add a little more seasoning. You can do what you want. I know out on trail, like, you just need more flavor. For some reason, it's hard to taste things. Don't laugh, I'm smelling it again. I'm going to add some more. All right, now we're going to put it into our bags. These are just the sandwich size bags. So that would be mine, like 2 tortillas is this. But when you soak it, it gets a little bigger. Is plenty. And then this is the other 2 tortillas. And so you you seal this, and then when you get to camp, take the lid off, pour all this in here. Should I do it? Yeah, I'll go ahead and do it. That. Now, I don't measure the water. It's definitely enough to cover it. I would probably go here. And before, I have done it wrong, and there's been liquid left over, which I have to drink, and it's gross, but you can't pour stuff out, and I don't want to carry it, and I need the jar. So you just have to eyeball it. All right, let's put this back in here. There we go. That and 4 tortillas is our dinner. And I'm going to do the rest. This is a very easy dinner of couscous, salmon or tuna, and olive oil. Couscous rehydrates in 5 minutes or less, and I prefer the Parmesan flavor with the tuna or salmon. There's so many combinations you can make with the different flavors. This is just my favorite. And each box is 2 servings, at least for me. So I repackage it. I take out the seasoning packet, and then I just put it into these snack size bags. There's about, well, a little less than half a cup per serving. So I just put it in the bag, open up the packet, and then put half of it in, right there. You can measure it, but that's about right. Really, that's it. Seal it. When you get to camp, put this in your cold soaking jar. I just oh, look at that, that's funny. Static. That's entertaining. Then I cover it with just enough water to cover it, maybe a little more. It depends on how thick you like it. I like it a little soupy, so I add a little bit more. Then when it's done rehydrating, I open my tuna or salmon and scoop that in there, stir it up, add a tablespoon of olive oil, and you can add in dried peas too. I just find those, they're very difficult to find. But that's it. These are all of the ingredients for chia pudding. Each serving is 3 tablespoons of mini chocolate chips, a teaspoon of cacao powder, 2 tablespoons of milk powder, half a tablespoon of ground flax seeds, half a tablespoon of hemp seeds, 1.5 tablespoons of chia seeds, and half a scoop of protein powder. I put all those in a bag, and then when I get to camp, I add half a cup of water and let it sit for maybe 5 minutes. All right, so let's go ahead and make 1 serving. This is the bag that I put it in. It's a snack size bag. We do 3 tablespoons chocolate chips. One teaspoon cacao powder. Two tablespoons of milk powder. Half a tablespoon of ground flax seeds. Half a tablespoon ground hemp seeds. 1.5 tablespoons of chia seeds. Half a scoop of protein powder. Oh, I made a mess. Mix it all up. That's it. When you get to camp, you add half a cup of water. It tastes like pudding. There are a few of my favorite recipes for going backpacking without a stove. Hope it gave you some ideas and hope you enjoyed it. Bye.